All right, here we go. Brand new Flyers Daily for the 27th of November, 2024. Flyers Daily is always presented by Ticketmaster. Make more memories live. Hope everybody enjoyed the Danny Briere conversation in yesterday's episode. If you did hear it or watch it, it was recorded a couple days in advance. I was working ahead a little bit. Couldn't put any stuff around it, unfortunately, but really revealing stuff from the Flyers general manager. And we thank Danny for joining us for yesterday's episode. Obviously, there's been an episode that I missed and been dealing with some health issues so that I'm trying to get some clarity on. I'm not going to go into too much detail, but it's been a rough go over the last little while for me, and feeling better today. I hope I look better. I think I do. I need to shave a little bit, but we're going to get it under control and get things moving in the right direction with consistency. It sucks because I've always been very transparent as a broadcaster or radio host about things in my life. So I won't go into too much detail about what I'm dealing with, but I've always been very transparent about that because, you guys watch this or listen, every day. A lot of you, I got a lot of notes from people, and I appreciate them so much. That this is an ongoing dialogue between me as the person that hosts this podcast. I don't even know what that means. Host, performs this podcast, but without the audience, it doesn't matter. So the fact that I get so many notes from people that say, "Hey, you're the first thing I listen to when I get up in my way to work or in the morning after I get the kids out," whatever it might be. So where I am right now is feeling a little bit better. Kind of changes from here to there, day to day, sometimes hour to hour, but we're working on it, and we'll get it dialed in. But I wait all year for hockey. Felt great over the summer, and then some things changed, obviously, and I get into hockey season. I got to deal with it, but such is life. I'm not the only one, and it's all part of the deal. But I appreciate all the notes and the kind words from so many people that listen, watch, and consume this podcast. It means a ton to me. So thank you. Flyers will be back at it coming up tonight in Nashville. One more before Thanksgiving when they take on the Predators. The Vegas game, I didn't comment on that because I'd already kind of done everything for the episode prior, but I thought it was a really interesting game, a really good game, entertaining to watch. I didn't actually do the broadcast at the building, so I was kind of home just watching it on TV. It's not a perspective I get very often. I was kind of just watching it with no responsibility whatsoever. Didn't have to do intermissions or post game because I wasn't doing the broadcast. So really entertaining game. There's a couple of things I noticed. Number one is that Ivan Fedotov, there's a lot more efficiency in his movement, and I really keyed on him a lot in this game because of the way Vegas likes to attack teams. Really keen on the head and what's going on inside it with him. And it just seems like he is reading plays, assessing threats much earlier than he did earlier this season. And like I said before, that's part of the process of it taking time to adjust to the NHL. So I saw some really good things there. Obviously, Mishkov is just such a wizard offensively, knowing where to go and add deception to the equation. Seeing Emil Andrae get his first goal. Frankly, Emil Andrae overall this year, because Cam York was hurt, in all likelihood, has been the Flyers' second best defenseman. I just have loved watching him come in this year. He is one of the most fun players on the blue line that I watch because of the way he plays the game. And maybe there's a little bit of a fondness because of the lack of size, the diminutive in stature. I resemble it. But damn, do I like watching him play hockey. And damn if he doesn't look like an NHL player every single day. Does he make mistakes? Sure. Does it knock him down and make him play safe? No. So I've been so impressed with Emil Andrae so far this season. But Nashville tonight, for me, Nashville had a really confusing offseason. I didn't understand or necessarily agree with what they were trying to do. I don't follow them intensely close, but they had drafted Askarov a couple years ago in the first round, very highly thought of goaltending prospect. Then they signed Saros to the big deal. And then Askarov wants out. Nashville gotten off to a really scruffy start. 22 games in, 17, 12, and 3, just 17 points. 3-5-2 in their last 10. They did lose their last one. Although prior to that, they had probably their best win of the season, a 4-1 win over a really good team on November 23rd in the Winnipeg Jets. They also did beat Colorado earlier this year, beat Utah 4-0. So they have some good wins on the schedule. But their last game, they lost 5-2 against a really good New Jersey Devils team in New Jersey. So the Flyers go down to Nashville tonight for the game, and then we'll fly back, have Thanksgiving at home for those who celebrate, and then we'll have the Black Friday game this Friday at 1 o'clock against the New York Rangers, that I'm very much looking forward to. Rangers have been a bit of a hot mess of late as well, by a different standard perhaps, but saying nobody kind of is safe there, seeing some reports about that. And the Flyers have the back-to-back with the newly coached by Jim Montgomery St. Louis Blues. What a weird situation that is. One of the shortest tenures in NHL history with the man he succeeded in just 18 games. So very odd situation. Leading the way for Nashville in points is the D-man. It's Roman Josi. In 22 games, he's actually tied with Philip Forsberg. But 22 games, 4 goals, 13 assists, 17 points. But Josi a -11. You don't see that very often. Does average a lot of ice time, 25-32. Forsberg up front, 9 goals, 8 assists, 17 points in over 19 minutes. Ryan O'Reilly, another kind of keeping Riley around. O'Reilly around didn't make sense to me. Like, they kind of are hanging on to something that I don't think's there. They bring in Steven Stamkos. 22 games, he's got 7 goals, 4 assists, 11 points, -15, 6 power play goals. So, I mean, that hurts his plus-minus, obviously. Gus Nyquist has got 9 points. And then you look at UC Saros, the goaltender, who gets the big contract, and he's played in 18 games, a record of 6-10-2, 2.57 goals against average, pretty good. 915 save percentage, very good. He hasn't been the problem. So what's the deal with Nashville when it comes to goal scoring? Is goal scoring the big issue for the Nashville Predators? And as I scan all the way down, yeah, Nashville's 30th in the NHL in goal scoring, at 2.36 per game. That's why they are where they are. When you see a team that's getting good goaltending and good save percentage number, like a 915 out of Saros, and he's carrying the mail most of the games, and you go, well, why do they have a bad record? You look right at goal scoring every time. All right, let's look at PK. That's another area that I would look at normally and go, okay, this is a team that's getting really good goaltending. Their PK is probably pretty good. Oh, luck would have it. Their PK is number 1 in the NHL, 90.5%. Why? Because UC Saros has been fantastic. That's why. Flyers are actually 3rd in the NHL at 85.5%, but at 90.5% through 22 games is phenomenal. It's stunning that a team with that percentage on the PK has got a record of 7-12-3. Their power play, however, well, we can imagine that that's not very good. And as I look here in the list, it's actually not that bad. It's 12th. What's killed them is their 5-on-5 play. That's what's killing the Nashville Predators. Flyers come in, game under hockey 500, 22 games, 9 wins, 10 losses, 3 OTL, 21 points, and are 5-3-2 in their last 10 games for the Philadelphia Flyers. So they'll be in Nashville tonight. Really busy week of hockey. We had the game Saturday, then you have the game Monday night, Wednesday night tonight, the holiday on Thursday, Friday matinee, Black Friday game, right to St. Louis for a back-to-back. So busy week for the Flyers, but we've talked about this. Real important to end this stretch and the month of November with a strong performance. Thought they played really well against Vegas. Didn't come away with the win, did get a point. Konechny still leading the way, 26 points in 22 games. Mishkov, 17 points. Just has been worth the price of admission. Mishkov with 4 power play goals. And just how good has Travis Sanheim been? He's been unbelievable. And I'll tell you who's heated up lately is too, Sean Couturier. Got a couple of goals in his last couple of games. It looks like he's playing really good hockey right now. And I thought Morgan Frost coming off the Vegas game had a really good game. And I was stunned to see, I guess it was in the 3-on-3 overtime when he pulled that incredible through the legs kind of spin move and shot on goal that hit off Samsonov's helmet, off the mask. I was surprised to see that. It's a confident player that usually makes a move like that. And I don't know that Morgan Frost is a super confident player right now, but that was a confident move. Maybe just saying, you know what, screw it. I got to just go out there and play. Release it. Release it all from the brain. We'll see. Big game tonight, though. Flyers in Nashville to take on the Predators. All right, let's get to a little bit of mail. We've got a couple of cool DMs that have come in. Let's get this one first and foremost. Comes from R11 and a bunch of other numbers. Hey, Jason, hope you're doing better after missing a day last week. I was catching up on the Golden Knights game, but after seeing Fedotov give up his first goal, I was curious what your goalie take is on the following. He seems to either leave the crease and play a puck in poor situation, or he's just not good with puck handling. Time and time again, I've seen his puck handling or lack of has caused chaos in the Flyers D zone. His overall play has gotten substantially better as he seems more comfortable in the crease, but once he leaves it, watch out. Yes, I agree. He's a decent puck handler. He's a little too, I think, aggressive in when he handles it. One of the goals, I think it was the Eichel goal, the third goal in that game, where he tries to make a pass to the left side winger above the hash mark instead of rimming it around the boards, caused a turnover, ended up in the back of his net right away. That was a poor decision. If that player on the left boards has got nobody on him, make the pass. But if he's got anyone near him, you can't make the pass. Goaltending, puck handling for a goaltender is so much about two things: simple and decisive. It's simplicity and decisiveness. As soon as you get it, know where you're going. Call it. You're going to put it behind on your backhand. You're going to make a quick little pass to your D who peels to the corner. You've got to be decisive. The minute you get up and start thinking you can look around and get your head up and make a decision, you're dead. And he's so long that the puck can get caught up in his feet a lot. I get nervous when he comes out. I like goaltenders who play the puck because I think it provides a huge element to a team being able to break out of the zone and save D a lot of legs. But you got to be simple and decisive. Carter Hart suffered from it too. He thought he could get out there and kind of make a decision. Pressure's on you too quick. You're not moving. You are in a stationary, static position. Simple and decisive. He needs to be better with that. Wesley messaged and said, hey, I don't want to get all emotional, but I listen to Flyers broadcasting on Flyers Daily as I can. Appreciate your work so much. I appreciate where you are through the dog days of the summer podcast. On behalf of the Flyers Nation West Coast, I'm sending you positive thoughts for a quick recovery. See, that's the kind of note like from Wesley. Thank you, Wesley. I appreciate that very, very much. I really do. Thanks for the note. And I got a note from another guy, Double Cross Ranch. I'm a big fan and longtime listener. I hope you're feeling better for you and your family. So yeah, I really appreciate those things a lot from everybody. Let's get to one more here. Andrew had messaged and said, first of all, thank you for the Daily Flyers content. As a fan from afar, it keeps me informed as part of my daily routine. I just listened to your interview with Danny B in regards to Sanheim. Is it fair to say he's developed into the player the Flyers always hoped Provorov would be? Whoa, what a question. Provy was a workhorse, but didn't seem to engage in all segments of the game like Sanheim does. Just my opinion. Thanks again. Andrew, it's a phenomenal question. And I think it's dead on. I think they hoped that Provorov would become that, a guy who could play 25 minutes a night, could play all situations, and be that player. Provorov seemed like a much more, maybe this is the wrong word, reserved or kind of restricted in the things he would do on the ice than Sanheim. Sanheim doesn't feel to me like he's restricted mentally in engaging any element of the game. He will get up the ice. He will start the rush, kill the rush, join the rush, lead the rush. Doesn't matter. He'll do all of those things at the drop of a dime. As I've said, he's a end boards to end boards player, full 200 feet. He plays it all every game. Provorov was a much more under control D to D regroup, those kind of structure, those kind of things. Plus, Provorov he was a decent offensive player. I just never thought he had a good handle. I thought he would boot too many pucks with his stick. Wasn't a good power play player. So, yeah, I think Sanheim has become what they thought maybe Provorov would become. But the thing that Sanheim has also become is a tremendous leader that Provorov was not. I mean, we look at guys that play a lot of minutes, and sometimes we mistake that as leadership. No. Leadership is different. It's the way you carry yourself, the way you engage teammates, the way you engage the group, the way you take in new guys, the way you handle all elements of being a pro. That's an area that Travis Sanheim is far superior to Ivan Provorov in. And, yeah, he has gone well beyond what I thought Travis Sanheim could be, but he's also gone beyond what I thought Ivan Provorov could be. So, Andrew, that's a great question. that comparison of Sanheim becoming what they thought Provorov could be. I think that's a very, very interesting one. One more, actually. Let's get to this one. It comes from Aaron Boone, not the former Yankee manager. He said, "Hey, Jason, hope you're having a good Thanksgiving week. Just wanted to reach out. Started listening to your podcast towards the end of last season. Always followed the Flyers from afar, but started recently following them much closer and the league as a whole. I haven't followed the NHL this closely before, but had a question for you from a newish follower of the NHL. Can you explain the Flyers' reasoning of sending Anthony Richard back down? I feel like the center position is one of the weak points for the Flyers and felt he was contributing more than others. Thanks, and really do enjoy your work. You do doing intermission reports and on this podcast. Have a great Thanksgiving." Thanks for the note, Aaron, first and foremost. First of all, Richard's not a center. He's a winger. But still, he came in and he performed very well for the Flyers. He didn't just perform well like to the eye test. He also came in and produced some points. In 7 games, he had 6 points. He had 2 goals and 4 assists. And he does obviously provide speed. But why was he sent down? I know John Tortorella commented on this, that sending him down sucked because it is a numbers game. You can only keep so many guys on your active roster. When they reactivated Cam York, they had to send somebody back down. And you also have to consider guys that can go back down and are exempt from having to go on waivers to be sent back down. It's part of the equation. Did he deserve to be sent down? No. But because of those circumstances, he was the guy to go back down. Look, I don't know if Anthony Richard's game is sustainable, not to that level at the NHL, but he was playing well. So it did seem odd that they sent him down. But when you consider all the elements of it, waivers and everything else, and roster size, that was why he was sent down. But I appreciate the great note from Aaron and everybody else that sent them in. I really do appreciate it. Flyers Nashville tonight. We'll break it down tomorrow on a Thanksgiving edition of Flyers Daily.